Welcome to all of you in Sankalpa Education Pratham classes. I am Sachin Patil, delivered lecture series on rotational dynamics, and right now we are going with the next point related to that one is moment of inertia as an analogous quantity for the mass. Quantity for mass. Right now, what is the first of all we have to know about the inertia? Inertia is nothing but it is a property of body to oppose the change in its state. What is the meaning of that one? First of all, inertia is nothing but a property of a body to oppose the change in its state. What does it mean? First of all, we have to think about the inertia. It is nothing but a property related to that body when we are try to push the vehicle which is stopped at one place. At that time, it is not directly forward. First of all, we have to we have to push that vehicle, then it moves slightly and comes back to its original position. Once again, you have to push the vehicle, it is moves slightly and comes back to its original position. What is it? That means a vehicle does not want to change in its state. That means it is a property of that body which opposes the change in its state, and it is nothing but inertia. You are sleeping on bed, and your mom try to disturb your sleep. At that time, our body has the inertia, and this inertia opposes the change in its state. That means you have to sleep for a long time, and you said to mom that only 5 minutes. At that time, your body has the inertia which is oppose the change in its state, and therefore this is nothing but inertia. And same inertia when we are moving the vehicle, you will get there, and which oppose the change in its state of that body. And in a translational motion, motion, that means in a linear motion, mass, it is work like inertia. It is work like inertia inside the linear motion. And in a rotational motion, that means inside this particle or any object moving in a angular displacement, or it is in a circle, or it is in a rotation. At that time, inertia is nothing but a moment of inertia. And therefore that moment of inertia, it is also mi is here, and this moment of inertia is same as that of, or it is analogous to that of the mass inside the translational motion. Right now we have to consider, if we have to open the door, does not depend only on the mass of that door, but also depends on the distribution of mass about the axis of rotation. That means you have to get the consideration of this is one example. That means first of all, opening the door, the efforts taken by you and efforts taken by anyone is not only depends upon mass of door, but also depends upon distribution of mass mass. About axis. What is the distribution of mass, which is explained in a few seconds, and you will get the consideration related to that distribution of mass. That means any body which is rotated at that time, the rotation of that rotational motion of that body does not depends only on the mass of that object. It is depends on the distribution of mass from the axis of rotation, and therefore you can say that rotational kinetic energy is equal to sum of translational kinetic energy of each particle in that body or object is there. Sum of translational kinetic energy of each particle in that body. What does it mean? First of all, we have to get the consideration related to that distribution of mass and how to calculate the rotational kinetic energy. And rotational kinetic energy is nothing but a translational kinetic energy, sum of translational kinetic energy of each particle. And how to calculate that one, we have to get the consideration related to that moment of inertia, and you will get the definition related to that moment of inertia is here. Right now we have to consider let rigid object is there, and rigid object rotates with constant angular velocity omega is here. That means omega is considered as the constant angular velocity of the rigid body, and body is rotated in let us consider it is an anti-clockwise direction, and omega is the constant angular velocity of that rigid body or rigid object, and n number of particles of masses m1, m2, m3 and so on up to mn is there, and at perpendicular distances r1, r2, r3 and so on up to rn are there respectively. That means m1 mass is at r1 distance from the axis of rotation, m2 mass at the r2 distance from the axis of rotation, m3 mass at the r3 distance from the axis of rotation, mn mass at the rn distance at the axis from the axis of rotation. And we have to get the consideration of that object rotated, all the particles. When object rotates, all the particles perform uniform circular motion with angular speed omega is there. With angular speed omega is there. What does it mean? First, what does it mean when we have to rotate the object? Let us consider the object is here, and we draw the one body. Let us consider any irregular shaped body is here. And we have to take the consideration of this is the axis of rotation. Which is moving from that point. Let us consider this point is O point is here, and axis of rotation is there, and body is rotated in this way, and therefore omega is angular velocity of that object which rotated along the around the axis. At that time this body is made up of n number of particles. Right now we have to consider n number of particles are there, and therefore n number of particles. Let us consider first particle is at a position this, and which is at this particle having the mass m1, and which is at a distance r1, which is at a distance r1, and it moves with velocity, linear velocity in this way, and it perform the circular motion around that axis. That means this one particle perform uniform circular motion around that axis with radius r1, and the mass of that particle is m1 is here, and it having the linear velocity v1. Right now we have to consider another particle is here, and which is at a distance r2, having the mass m2, and it perform the circular motion. Right in this way, and having the linear velocity v2 is here. Right now we have to consider another particle is here. Having the mass m3 at distance r3. It performs the circular motion in this way, uniform circular motion in this way around that axis of rotation, and having the linear velocity v3 is here. Right now we have to consider another particle. Later to consider it is the last one particle is related to mn, which is at a distance rn from the axis of rotation, and it performs the circular motion like that one, and having the linear velocity vn in this way. That means this object having the n number of particles, and each particle perform the circular motion around that axis when object is rotated about that axis. That means each particle perform that linear speeds which are related to that particular body and particular particles. And let us consider this linear speeds are here. Let linear speeds are as first of all we have to get the v1 is equal to r1 omega. R1 be the radius of that object which is perform the circular motion with having the mass m1, and v1 be the linear velocity of that particle which perform the circular motion around that axis of rotation, and therefore r1 and omega be the angular velocity. Therefore linear velocity of that particle is equal to radius of that particle into angular velocity. Similarly you will get the consideration of v2 is equal to r2 omega, v3 is equal to r3 omega dot vn. That means n number of particles are there, rn omega is there, and therefore you will get the translational kinetic energy of each particle. Let us consider translational kinetic energy of each particle as follow. Let us consider E1 be the translational kinetic energy of first particle, that means having the mass m1, radius r1, and linear velocity v1. We know that the 1/2 m1 v1 square, but we know that the v1 is equal to r1 omega, and therefore it is a 1/2 m1 r1 square omega square is here. Similarly we will get the translational kinetic energy of second particle is E2. E2 is equal to 1/2 m2 v2 square, and it is equal to 1/2 m2 r2 square omega square. E3 be the translational kinetic energy of third particle, and it is nothing but a 1/2 m3 v3 square. It is equal to 1/2 m3 r3 square omega square. Similarly, you have to get the consideration of dot 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 En is there. That means nth particle having the translational kinetic energy is 1/2 mn Vn square is equal to 1/2 mn Rn square omega square. By putting those values, we have to get the consideration of translational kinetic energy of each particle is here. And right now we know that the consideration of rotational kinetic energy is a summation of translational kinetic energy of each particle. And right now we have to calculate the rotational kinetic energy of, therefore rotational kinetic energy, rotational kinetic energy is equal to summation of all these translational kinetic energy of each particle. That means E1 plus E2 plus E3 plus and so on up to En is here. And we have to get the consideration of 1/2 m1 r1 square omega square plus 1/2 m2 r2 square omega square plus 1/2 m3 r3 square omega square plus and so on up to plus 1/2 mn rn square omega square is there. And right now we have to take the common 1/2 is there, and omega square are the constant and therefore common, and 1/2 inside the bracket you will get the m1 omega 1 r1 square, m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square plus and so on up to plus mn rn square, and omega square are the constant here. And this is nothing but a 1/2 summation of I takes value 1 to n, summation of I takes value 1 to n m I ri square, m I ri square into omega square. What is it? Summation of m I ri square. That means I takes value 1. First of all, I is putted here, I is equal to 1 is putted, m1 r1 square, that means this first value. Then summation is nothing but addition, therefore we have to take the plus is here. Then I increase by 1, that means I is equal to 2, m2 r2 square. Once again you have to put the value m2 r2 square plus I takes I increase by 1 and you will get the I3 putted here, you will get the m3 r3 square. Summation is nothing but addition, and up to I having the value n, mn rn square, and omega square is here. Here summation takes I takes value 1 to n mi ri square is equal to m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square plus and so on up to plus mn rn square. It is equal to I, and it is nothing but the moment of inertia of that body, and therefore rotational kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 I omega square. If we replace I by m and omega by v, we get translational kinetic energy, that is 1/2 m v square. And therefore we said that I is rotational inertia or moment of inertia of object about given axis of rotation. And we see that I is depends on one is individual individual masses, and second thing is distribution of masses about axis. What does it mean? First of all, individual masses means each particle having the masses, that means m1, m2, m3 and so on up to mn is here. And distribution of mass about the axis is nothing but those masses are spread out from the axis of rotation, that means r1, r2, r3 and so on up to rn. And therefore the moment of inertia I, which having the equation I is equal to summation I takes value 1 to n mi ri square, where m is the mass of each particle or individual mass and ri be the distribution of mass about the axis, and therefore I is depends on these two quantities, that means individual masses and distribution of mass. This formula is used when particles are finite or finite number of particles are there. This formula used when finite number of particles are considered, but if particles are infinite, particles are infinite, and for homogeneous rigid body you have to get the integration, and therefore for homogeneous rigid body or rigid object is there, object integrable, we have to use the consideration of integrable mass distribution. Therefore moment of inertia is equal to I is equal to integration r square dm, where dm is a small mass considered here, and which object is inbuilt of these small masses which are number of and which are not counting. At that time you will use the summation is replaced by integration, and integration is nothing but a summation, but it is used for the infinite number of particles when we have to consider each particle having the small mass dm and r be the radius, r be the distance or distribution of mass from the axis of rotation to the moment of inertia. And from this you have to get the definition of moment of inertia is nothing but a definition of moment of inertia as considered here is nothing but a sum of product of masses and square of the distance from axis of rotation, sum of product of masses and square of the distance from axis of rotation is called moment of inertia, which is nothing but a consideration of this one. Summation, also integration is nothing but a summation used for the finite number of particles and integration used for the infinite number of particles. At that time sum of means summation and product of means multiplication of these two masses and square of the distance from the axis of rotation. It is nothing but a moment of inertia is here. If you like this video, then subscribe my channel and click on bell icon to get the next notification related to that series of rotational dynamics. Thank you.